Hey folks, this is J-Kid from the Ministry of Otaku, 14-year anime convention veteran, and the cosplaying photographer for the DC metropolitan area. And right now I'm here to talk about My Life is Worth Living, the anime series on YouTube that, believe it or not, people are barely watching. Because it's not the type of show that is needed, despite the fact that it does, deals with a very serious topic, but reality it's outmoded and outdated. Before I start, please hit the like and subscribe button. My goal is still to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. And believe it or not, lots of people have been struggling to grow their channels on YouTube these days, since the only channels that only get attention are corporate channels that are fake and, well, not genuine. Now let me tell you something straight up about the flooded isekai. To be honest with you, I had little interest in isekai media, but people see isekai as a way to escape, especially in this dystopian and catastrophic world we live in now. They need some sort of escapism, and media companies should know this escapism that they want and desire. Whereas the media companies know, and they don't, and apparently they respond with more woke BS. But the Eastern media, Japanese anime companies and manga, they have been working non-stop since the Great Lockdown. And to be honest with you, after I saw the first 3 episodes of My Life is Worth Living, I'm not going to complain about the flood of isekai media anymore. Because even the most trashiest isekai is better than any episode of My Life is Worth Living. Because the show is already out of date when you realize the past 18 months. So it's really tone deaf. The show My Life is Worth Living is really tone deaf when it comes to addressing the problems. Now, the first 3 episodes of the show deal with Amy, who is a woman that keeps herself occupied. From her self-Minecrafting thoughts that led her to the hospital, the mental hospital, and the medications that she has to take. And she goes to her therapist, her family, her boyfriend. She has a support network. But for most people, they don't have a support network, especially with the Great Lockdowns. And as shown for the past 18 months, we don't actually care about mental health at all. Seriously, it gives, if you actually watch the animation from episode 1 through 3, it shows the standard generic advice. Try to occupy yourself every day. Try not to think negatively. Have a dog. You have a support network. Go reach out to them. But for a lot of people, they don't have a support network. Or if they do have a support network, they have that support network because they have the same mindset of people who are obsessed with Chrono-chan, while people who have little to do with Chrono-chan, or may already have Chrono-chan, or are negatively affected by the Great Lockdown, basically they're negatively affected. They don't fit into society. Now, the upcoming characters of My Life is Worth Living, there's going to be 4 storylines, each one that are around 4 to 5 minutes each. One of them is a Black American, one of them dealing with trauma, one of them is the LGBT part of the LGBTQ community, and I don't remember the other 2. But seriously, the main issue of My Life is Worth Living is that it's out of date. None of the characters in the show have anything to relate to the viewers. The average viewer that has been negatively affected by what's going on in the past 18 months will not connect to these people. And they will not connect to these people that do have a happy ending at each character arc end. And the worst thing is that none of the stories featured in My Life is Worth Living will have anything to do with the effects of the Great Lockdowns, like loss of friendships, political differences, virtue signaling, virtue shaming, societal alienation, societal expulsion, cancel culture. When was My Life Worth Living start produced? Did it start producing in the start of 2020? Because really, this type of stuff, this type of show, people don't want this. People need escapism. Even the most trashiest isekai, the most trash anime would be more entertaining and more inspirational than My Life is Worth Living. Because the episodes of any other anime is a lot longer than 5 minutes. And if you actually look into the producers of the advisors of My Life is Worth Living, the Cook Center for Mental Illness, if I can actually get the name right. Yeah, the Cook Center for Human Connection. If you actually look into the website, none of it on the website mentions about the effects of lockdowns or societal alienation or people who cannot relate to society anymore. They just want to check out society and be left alone because they cannot fit into this new abnormal. And when you look into the press releases, they mention nothing about Corona-chan restrictions, Corona-chan lockdowns. They're just blaming everything on the Corona-chan. So really, it's not more than a big virtue signal saying, "Oh, you're not alone. Your life is worth living." With all this going on, how is anyone's life worth living in a dystopia where you cannot escape, where you cannot even enjoy media? Because I think the real reason why we have a higher self-Minecrafting rate is because we have wokeness in current entertainment that needs to lecture you about how bad the world is and why you're not doing enough, and the fact that the world is literally burning itself to the ground. And there's little anyone can do other than to ghost society, which I want to do. Just ghost society, or just have my own average home in an apartment, and just stay there until society can rebuild. But unfortunately, that's a different story. Seriously, I don't recommend watching My Life is Worth Living because of the fact that it's already out of date. You will not relate to the characters seen in the animation because of the fact that a lot of topics that are going to be shown in My Life is Worth Living doesn't relate to actual things that people are dealing with that are directly caused by the Great Lockdown, the Corona-chan lockdowns, which they're going to last for at least 10 years or 20. But seriously, I will watch any isekai anime because at least it provides basic escapism. Even Konosuba is more entertaining than My Life is Worth Living. So that's all I gotta say. That's all. See you. I mean, so if you feel bad about watching trash anime instead of watching this, don't feel bad, because at least you have every right to escape when the world is going to crap.